Very well said. Rome came up with words that was foreign to us. No Judaizing. Well, what you mean? Well, you're resting on a Sabbath day. I know because my father says if I don't keep his Sabbath, he's going to kill me. Well, you know what? The Sabbath is now Sunday. So you work today and you rest on the first day of the Roman calendar. I can't do that, Mr. Kazar. So now you just turned me into an apostate. So that's what the Christians are doing, but you don't know because you've been so destroyed. You're going against Abba Yah, the creator of the universe, to keep Rome's law. So very well said, Ab. Very well said. So here at the Torah Group, we live, we believe, we practice prophecy. We live, we teach, we rehearse prophecy. And that cover to cover, take note of that, write that down so I don't forget. We're going to show our family how cover to cover in your so-called Bible, the theme, the subject never changes. From cover to cover, from Genesis to Revelation, it's the same theme throughout this book we call Bibles. Nothing ever changes. So for someone to tell you that this Christ came and he taught a new way of life, go back to the plumb line. Pastor, can you give me 2 or 3 witnesses that this Christ you're talking about has given us a new way of life? I don't need you making me feel good and pushing your hand on my forehead and whispering in my ear, let it go, let it go. No, show me your witnesses that this Christ has come and given us a new way of life. We're going to show you that we live by prophecy, family. We live by prophecy. So what we believe and why. Readers, if you need help, we got backup. Sisters can help too. So if you get tired, just don't carry the load by yourself. What we believe and why. We live by prophecy, family. If we can't find a prophecy, we got to ask you where you getting it from. Where does it say that the children of Israel is going to be replaced? Because if you're telling me the children of Israel has been replaced, well, Father says, I call the end from the beginning. So there should be a prophecy telling us that the children of Israel, y'all going to be replaced for your wickedness. If you can't show me a prophecy that the children of Israel has been replaced, you can't show me a prophecy that the law is going to be finally done once my son comes. If you can't show me a prophecy, Pastor, I love you dearly, but you got to give me some witnesses. And I don't care if you've been preaching 30 years. I don't care if you baptized me when I was 5, 6 years old. I don't care about none of that. It's the midnight hour. Russia's at war. We see the signs ramping up. People are about to be killed. So I don't have time to just go along to get along. And I ain't going to say nothing because I don't want to cause no ruckus. No, salvation is on the line, family. Salvation is on the line. Another thing we're going to show the people is we believe that we're living by prophecy. We believe, and we will show you that contrary to Christianity, the Father, Abba Yah, the Most High, who y'all call God, he has a chosen people. Contrary to popular belief, it may make people feel awkward, but all nations are not the same. His son never made all nations equal. And we're going to show it with text. We're going to show you with text. The Most High, he has a special people that he holds in higher regards than other nations. Any questions or comments about that? And then the last part, we're going to show our family and friends that we believe, and we can show you that salvation is a reward, not a gift. How many grew up in church and kept hearing that salvation is a free gift of Jesus? It's free. You can't do nothing for this. It's free, it's free, it's free. And you can't show me 2 witnesses that says salvation is free. But we're going to show our family with love, salvation is a reward. Now, I'm unlearned, but reward don't you got to do something to get a reward? Even in grade school, for recess, they say, if y'all be good, we get extra recess. So the reward, we had to do something to get a reward. So Pastor, I appreciate you with the Moody. I appreciate you got a D, triple D, 5 D's after your name. I respect all of that. Congratulations. You completed a certificate program. Congratulations. Show me where salvation is free. Show me where salvation is free. Show me 2 or 3 witnesses, old or new, that salvation is a gift. We're going to show you that salvation is a reward. And if it's a reward, you have to do something. You have to do something. Does that make sense? Am I going over anybody's head yet? All praises. Hallelujah. So let's start with prophecy. Shamaria, can you take us to Yashayah or Isaiah? Can you take us to Isaiah chapter 55 and verse 11? Isaiah 55 verse 11. If you could, this is Christian. This is, I don't want to put any stumbling blocks before my Christian brothers, okay? So because this is for a Christian audience, let's use the KJV family because it says the same thing. That's another thing. Even in the text you have, we can show you you're not living according to it. Even with the daughter-rated text you have, you're not practicing it. So we're going to use the KJV today, family. Isaiah 55, verse 11. Shema, when you have it. My spirit's already rising because I love my people. My mom is a Christian. My brother is a Christian. My children that I brought into this world, they are Christians. I love them. And we're at the midnight hour. All our families and friends that we love are about to be killed. And family, there's nothing you can do about it if they don't come back to this covenant. Big mama, she's sweet. She babysitted you, fed you, and everything. Big mama, if she don't come back to this covenant, she's going to be killed. No matter how much she don't donate to that church. Isaiah 55, verse 11. Shaman? This is why we live by prophecy, family. Read.
And it shall come to pass in that day that Yahweh or the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people.
Where you at, Al?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading 11 and 11. Hey, it was a good one, though. Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I got excited too.
Good. Hey, it was sounding good to me, y'all. Hey.
Isaiah 55, 11. That's a good one.
Hey, see, earlier I prayed the Most High need his word to go forth. Hey, that's the Most High. Turn right here, my son. Turn right here. So 55 and 11 says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
So family and friends, we live by the prophecies of the Most High that he had sent and written down by his prophets. We live by prophecy because not one of his word, not one of his predictions is going to fail. If one of his predictions fail, that means he's not the power we should be serving. So we live by prophecy because our Father, the Most High, says, nothing I said in these scrolls is going to fail. Everything I said is going to come to pass. So when you tell me that you're a New Testament Christian, you are a New Testament saint, well, I don't read no prophecy about New Testament saints. So that's a cause for pause. Can we sit down like brothers and can we all get on one accord? We don't read nothing about New Testament people, New Testament believers. We're living by prophecy because the Most High's word should not return unto him void. Any questions or comments about that? So let's get into some of the Most High's word. Since he said not one of his words shall return to him void, let's go over some of his word. Let's go to Genesis chapter 15. Genesis chapter 15, and I'm going to let you go 3 through 19. Genesis chapter 15, verses 3 through 19. Shema, when you have it.
Shema.
Shema. Read.
And Abram said, behold, to me thou hast given no seed, and lo, one born in my house is mine heir. And behold, the word of the Lord, Yahweh, came unto him, saying, This shall not be thine heir, but he that shall come forth out of thine own bowels shall be thine heir. And he brought him forth abroad and said, Look now toward heaven and tell the stars, if thou be able to number them. And he said unto him, So shall thy seed be. And he believed in the Lord Yahweh, and he counted it to him for righteousness. And he said unto him, I am Yahweh, or the Lord, that brought thee out of Ur of the Chaldees to give thee this land to inherit it. And he said, Lord God, or Yahweh Elohim, whereby shall I know that I shall inherit it? And he said unto him, Take me an heifer of 3 years old, and a she-goat of 3 years old, and a ram of 3 years old, and a turtle dove, and a young pigeon.
Wait right here. So Abraham has been labeled the great father of faith, because the verse before this verse says that he believed and it was accounted unto him as righteousness. But this verse right here, Abraham's asking, how do I know? So Abraham, being a great man of faith, doesn't agree with the text. That's Christianity. Abraham says, Father, how can I know this? So what we're about to read, the father is about to give Abraham a guarantee. So a guarantee is icing on a cake. Here's the promise. Okay, you promised to pay. How do I know? Well, here's the guarantee. No man in history has ever got a guarantee from Abba Yah. Now watch how powerful and strong this guarantee is. Read on.
And he took unto him all these and divided them in the midst, and laid each piece one against another. But the birds divided he not. And when the fowls came down upon the carcasses, Abram drove them away. And when the sun was going down, a deep sleep fell upon Abram, and lo, an horror of great darkness fell upon him. And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs.
Anybody, my wife's in real estate. I just caught this for the first time. All praise be to Abba Yah. He says, know of a what?
Know of a surety.
Queen, what's a surety in legal terms? It's pretty much, like I said, a guarantee. This is remember in real estate, this is assured money.
Oh, yeah, sure.
So, like I just said, the verification is right there. Abraham has prepared to sacrifice his family because Abba Yah doesn't have a body. Abba Yah doesn't have a physical form. So Abraham got the sacrifices together, laid the animals out. But now I'm putting you to sleep, Abraham, and watch me give you a guarantee that I'm going to bring your seed, physical seed, not no born again, mystical. I say the ABCs of confess. I'm going to bring your physical seed back to the land of Canaan. And I'm about to give you a guarantee that no man has ever received. Read on.
And he said unto Abram, Know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. And thou shalt go into thy fathers in peace, and thou shalt be buried in a good old age. But in the fourth generation they shall come hither again, for the iniquity of the Amorites is not yet full. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. In the same day, Yahweh, or the Lord, made a covenant with Abram, saying, Unto thy seed have I given this land from the river Egypt unto the great river Euphrates. And verse 19. the Canaanites, and to the Kenizzites, and to the Kadamites, and to the Hittites, and to the Perizzites, and to the Rephaims, and to the Amorites, and to the Canaanites, and to the Girgasites, and to the Jebusites.
So this has no value when you don't understand Israelite culture. This has no value when you don't understand Israelite culture. Let's go back to Genesis 15 and verse 17. Genesis 15, verse 17. And it came to pass that when the sun went down and it was dark, behold, a smoking furnace and a burning lamp that passed between those pieces. That smoking furnace and that lamp that passed through those pieces was the Most High Yah's spirit. So how a covenant works in our nation, all this shaking hands is pagan. I don't know where your hands been for one. You're digging in your nose and everything. That's why I don't shake hands anymore. I'm not a European. In our nation, when me and you enter a contract, we're going to cut these animals up in pieces in front of witnesses, and you and I going to walk between these animals in front of witnesses. Well, we just said that if one of us failed to keep our part of the contract, the other party can do to these animals to the other party. You can kill me. That's what the Most High just said to Abraham. Here's the promise. Oh, how will I know? He says, I'm going to guarantee that if I don't, I destroy myself. That's how strong the Most High is confident. I'm bringing your physical seed back to the land of Canaan to inherit land, not a mystical pie in the sky, not heaven. I'm going to give your seed that's coming through your loins. They're going to, all this land you see that these Canaanites are living in is going to your seed. Abraham has a guarantee. No man in history ever got that. Father says, I destroy myself if I don't do this.
That just goes back to Amos 3:3. How can two walk together unless they agree? You know what I'm saying? In order for this cut for two to accomplish or be agreeance in the covenant, they have to have eye to eye and be in agreement in what they want to know. If one slips, the other one has the right to punish that person that falls into that covenant. That's why out of all the nations of the world, he only knew us. So it's his. He has the legal and obligation to discipline us based upon our disobedience to the covenant. But whenever we repent, come back to his law, statutes, and commandments, that's when the punishment is reversed.
The Most High has entered a contract with Abraham, and then he gave Abraham a guarantee. Abraham didn't walk through those pieces. Abraham got put to sleep, and Father passed through those pieces and burnt those pieces up. And when Abraham woke up, he knew what that meant. That's why Abraham had all confidence and told all his sons, keep the law, sacrifice to the God of heaven only. Because Abraham says, I got a guarantee. So this Christian faith, this Christian doctrine that Abraham is a man of faith, Abraham didn't truly believe. He questioned, how will I know? And Abba says, instead of killing him, Abba says, don't worry about it, Abraham, my friend. I'm giving you a guarantee. This is why we live by prophecy. Abraham has a guarantee that his seed is coming back to Canaan. Now let's go over to Genesis 26, verse 3 to 5. This is why I'm showing why we live by prophecy. Genesis chapter 26, verses 3 to 5. Shimon, read.
Sojourn in this land, and I will be with thee, and will bless thee. For unto thee and unto thy seed I will give all these countries, and I will perform the oath which I swear unto Abraham thy father.
Swear unto who?
Unto Abraham thy father.
So this is the father repeating the promise to Isaac. Repeating the promise to Isaac that you're going to inherit physical land, not heaven, not be a good slave, be a good little black boy, and you're going to get heaven. No, Tell your sons to keep this covenant, and I'm going to give you all the land that the Canaanites are dwelling in. He's repeating it to the next generation. Read on.
And I will make thy seed to multiply as the stars of heaven, and will give unto thy seed all these countries. And in thy seed shall all nations of the earth be blessed.
So Christianity twisted this one. It says, by your seed shall all the earth be blessed. Not because of faith like Abraham. We just had their little Black History Month a couple of weeks ago. This whole earth is benefiting from Abraham's seed. The internet we're using, it came from Abraham's seed. These lights in this building, it came from Abraham's seed. The clock we use, we just set before we left home, that's Abraham's seed. So church missed this. Like, see, all you got to do is be blessed, have faith like Abraham, and you get blessed like Abraham. That's not what this text is saying. Father's saying, if you guys keep my law, the whole earth is going to reap the blessings that I show, because I'm going to open you up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing. So if we got more than enough, what do we do with it? We give to the poor, or I can lend it to you. So the earth being blessed, not because they got faith like Abraham, it's because Abraham's sons are supposed to keep this contract, and now I'm going to keep destruction from around the earth. Church missed this. Finish that up.
Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
Can you read that again?
Because that Abraham obeyed my voice and kept my charge, my commandments, my statutes, and my laws.
The church has never read this to people. Abraham was blessed. Yes, he believed, but then he did something. All of you, y'all came in this building today, and y'all sat right down in those chairs. Did y'all check, was those chairs broken up? You had faith that we are doing what we're supposed to do, keeping this building up, and if a chair was broken, we were already taken out. So you sat down with full confidence that the chair was going to hold you. So when you got faith in something, you do something, you perform something. So I got faith, Father, that you're going to give my seed this land, so I'm going to keep your laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what Abraham did. So that's why we live by prophecy, because Abraham got a covenant, then he got a guarantee to seal the covenant, and he kept commandments because he had faith that Yah was going to keep his word. Any questions, comments about that? Let's drop down to verses 23 to 25. Genesis 26, verse 23.
And he went up from thence to Beersheba. And
so this is where I want to stop. This is why it's so important to learn our language. This word in verse 23, Beersheba, is a corruption of the Gentiles. That's really saying Bara Shabai. They called the place Bara Shabai. Anybody know what I'm saying? Bara Shabai. The place is not called Beersheba, it's Bara Shabai.
Is it something regarding an oath?
Khan, Nariah. Bara means to create. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. If you go back and read it in the Hebrew, God bara. Bara means to increase, to enlarge. That's why when we say blessed, we say barak. Barak means to enlarge, to enhance. So this place ain't called Beersheba, it's Bara Shabai, the place where our fathers made an oath with the heathens. It's Bara Shabai. We made an oath here, and Jacob named that place Bara Shabai. Read on.
And the Lord Yahweh appeared unto him the same night and said, I am the God of Abraham thy father. Fear not, for I am with thee, and will bless thee, and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake.
So Shemoyah, does it say spiritual seeds in your text?
And multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake.
Does it say New Testament seeds in your text?
I will bless thee and multiply thy seed for my servant Abraham's sake.
The second generation, Shalom, the second generation is Isaac, and Isaac is getting the same covenant repeated to him. I'm going to bless and multiply your seed. But it's already understood for his seed to be blessed, what he got to do, family? For Isaac's seed to be blessed, what does Isaac have to do? Follow the commandments. It's already inherent. So the father is giving the covenant again to Isaac. Isaac, I'm going to multiply your seed. Isaac is picking up the covenant. And he's getting the same, what you call that, babe, on the contract? He's getting the same parameters. He's getting the same conditions. Thank you, Nariah. Thank you, Nariah. That's why we need the brotherhood. Isaac is getting the same terms and conditions as his father. So his father had faith and believed, and his father followed commandments. Now Isaac is getting the same terms and conditions. If you obey this contract, Isaac, I'm going to multiply your seed, physical seed, not spiritual seed. This is why we live by prophecy, family. I'm showing you why we live by prophecy.